New purse check rule, absolutely mandatory. Edit. Thank you all for the information about bag checks having to be performed before clocking out. I definitely did not know that and will be bringing it up with my coworkers and the manager. I work 3 jobs. The hours and days vary. My full-time job is in an office space on a very fancy modern officer with a great company. They have some great amenities on site too. A full gym, lockers and showers, full cafeteria, etc. My second job is close to full-time. 4, depending on other employees' availability. No set schedule. Very chaotic and not well ran. It's a boutique just a bus ride from my office. And it's all in a very busy downtown tourist port city by the ocean. The thing is, it's a tourist boutique. It's all city-branded trinkets, shirts, postcards and gifts. There's really not much any locals would want, unless buying it for out-of-town family. Third job is a fast food place. I'm often between these 2 jobs and don't have time to run home between. I carry a gym bag with me, with my tiny purse, wallet inside, along with clean business professional clothes, gym clothes, and work uniforms to change in and out of, extra underwear. It's summer and extremely hot and our buses don't usually ever have AC, so if there's time I'll shower at the office, and I have travel-size shower items, a book for the bus rides I don't have a car, lunch and snacks, hairbrush. Apparently the boutique has experienced a lot of loss. Something we had previously brought up being an issue because our boss, the owner, will have big tables and buckets of items outside by the sides of the door where we can't monitor them, especially if we're inside with customers. People definitely take advantage, and we've seen a lot of people grab things and just talk off. These aren't the cheaper items in the store either. We've lost an entire display of mid-priced sunglasses, handfuls of bikini separates, and at one point the entire table was emptied in a snatch and run with about 5 younger people. But he thinks it's us stealing things. His wife runs the store. She's always in. She said we have a new mandatory bag check, and every employee in the store is a woman who usually carries a purse or bag. It's not just a quick look through the bag. She wants to remove the items and feel around the sides of the bag and make sure we aren't taking any trinkets and items. I'll be honest, I haven't seen anybody on staff, there's 4 of us, ever steal anything. And I don't even think it's because they're all stand-up employees. I think it's because they don't care to own any of the cheap tacky tourist items. Because my bag is bigger, it's been kind of a nightmare for me. She wants me to take every individual item out of my bag and show there's nothing wrapped up inside of it. Lay it out across a table by the register. The first day of this I was late to work because she wouldn't start checking my bag until I clocked out, and then she took her time with a customer, causing me to be almost a half-hour late to my other job. I considered that I could just continue getting lockers at my office, but they're day use only. So depending on my schedule I'd have to make a separate trip to get back to the office before the building closed to remove my items, and it wouldn't be feasible with my other jobs. I'm honestly pretty sure the staff who cleans the lockers at the end of the day probably wouldn't mind and would work something out for me, but I don't feel like I need to go out of my way to keep a steady rotation on a locker. If my boutique manager wants to make things awkward and difficult on me, I'm going to turn around and do it right back to her. She is a very tightly wound conservative lady, so I added a few extra items to my gym bag. I don't get my period, but I picked up a menstrual cup. Period talk makes her absolutely faint. I included some new reading material, old 70s Playboys I keep at the house for aesthetic purposes, and I just like them. I swapped in some of my sexiest and functionally impossible underwear, but also one of my granniest of panties. I also, for no reason at all, included condoms, furry handcuffs, a gag gift at my sister's bachelorette party, and I picked up a pamphlet at a nearby community center for their group therapy for bereavement. It went off perfectly at the end of my shift. There were customers in the store and she made me go through my bag item by item, opening them up and holding it up so she could check to make sure there was nothing hidden. I carefully fanned out my old magazines to show there was nothing between the pages. I pulled out each set of panties like a creepy fashion show, holding them up to the light so she could see directly through the lace. Every item we pulled out of the gym bag made her more and more flush. She was uncomfortable, she could barely perform the check. She nearly had a panic attack when I pulled out a little sandwich baggie with a menstrual cup in it. I even pulled out the pamphlet and set it aside slowly with intent to seem affected by it. And she looked at me quizzically and kind of confused, asked, "What's this about?" And I said solemnly, "Oh, I haven't lost anybody. But it's a great place to meet new people." I pulled the condoms out right after saying that. My second back check was definitely faster than the first, and I was finished and out the door in time to catch my bus and arrive to work early. Actually, speed running the bag check wasn't my initial plan, but it was definitely an unconsidered plus to the situation. I honestly don't mind doing a back check if they really feel like it's so necessary. But the invasiveness of making every employee pull out inside everything in their bags on a table, where every customer in the store has a plain view of everything they have, is a little much. And purposely making it take so much time that it's interfering with our other jobs and personal lives is crossing the line. But now I'm kind of excited to see what other items I can include in my gym bag just to keep her on her toes. I don't want it to be too obvious, but just enough to make her consider that a lady's bag is usually private. And appending that for all our customers to see might not be great for business. Bag checks should not be done after you clock out. If it is a mandatory requirement, then they must pay you for your time. I would recommend to pack a teddy bear, a whip, and a self-help book on anger management. The pamphlet and condom combo was pure gold. Rolling on the floor laughing. They are breaking the law by making you clock out. If they require you to do it, they have to pay you. This should be your next malicious compliance. Calling the Department of Labor and filing a wage theft complaint. Great stuff. Adult toys are always an option. Make sure to thumb it on to demonstrate. The louder the better. You can always get one for him and pantomime how it's fitted. Check your labor laws. Bag checks generally need to be done on the clock. Don't forget the lube and the butt plug. Bonus points if it has a tail attached. Check your state. Bag checks may need to be done on the clock. https://www.cbsnews.com/news/Apple top pay employees for checking bags and phones after work / Save a couple days worth of sweaty gym socks and shirts in a Ziploc. Try to open it in front of a fan or just flap the items around so the store smells ripe. The next time, have a leaking bottle of cheap perfume in the sock bag. Do not clock out until the check is over. Lube, bras, tampons which you drop and they roll everywhere. O.B. brand is notorious for this. Trashy romance novels with fantastic covers. Really sweaty, gross workout clothes. Period-stained underwear. Donated by a friend? Vibrator, cat ears and tail, very floppy dildo. Lovely. I once made someone at a bag check very uncomfortable with a really diverse set of healthcare pamphlets: bloating, herpes, menopause, hearing loss, incontinence, colon checks, parasites, burnout signs, every topic you could think of. I carried info. They were so creeped out. Get a big rolling suitcase and cram everything you can think of in there. Silverware, kitchen tools, towels and sheets and books. Maybe some snacks, craft supplies, extra shoes. I think it should be obvious. Your bosses are jerks. Can I suggest pulling out some of the condoms and adding in some pregnancy test strips? Get a whole little story going there. Not sure what country you are in, but please check your local laws. You really ought to be paid for the time for the bag check. Also, this seems like an extreme invasion of privacy. At my old job, I would have to do bags checks. I never did them because 1. I didn't get paid enough to, and 2. I trusted the people I was with, and if they were stealing, it wasn't something worthwhile. Accuse her of stealing some money or expensive jewelry when you looked away for a minute while she was checking your bag. Turn the table. Then ask to search her bag in person before you file a police report. She will see how violated you feel. GL. I once went into an antique store and they demanded that I hand my purse over to them so I wouldn't steal from them. I refused and left. They didn't stay in business long. She shouldn't make you wait around off the clock. If you are not allowed to leave when your shift ends, then they are responsible to pay you for it. Once you're off the clock, it's your time, not theirs. Even keeping with MC. Wait around on the clock. Home Depot just lost a similar lawsuit in California about it. https www.reuters.com/legal/Home Depot pay 725 MLN settle California wage class action 202306323/. How do you have time for 2 full-time jobs?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.